What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Will Silverman Show, the Will Silverman Podcast. Took a couple days off, couple weeks off. I believe this is my first podcast since November, since pre-Thanksgiving. Super Bowl Monday. Got a lot to talk about. We're talking NBA, possible expansion, trade deadline stuff, futures picks. We got it all. But of course, we start the show talking Super Bowl, talking Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots. And I want to start with Sam Darnold and what I think is one of the best stories in sports and really life in general. Sam Darnold, a guy who almost everyone gave up on, didn't work out with the Jets, taken high in the draft, takes him to Carolina, doesn't work out, got Baker over him. Jets gave up on him for Zach Wilson. Takes him to San Francisco, learns a little under Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan replaces him for Purdy. Purdy gets the job back. Take him to the Vikings, wins the job, 14 wins, 3 losses, chokes the most important 2 games of the year. They ship him out. They choose JJ over him. Kevin O'Connell, Justin Jefferson say, no thanks. We don't need you anymore. And he goes to Seattle. And the fans this offseason, everyone, Geno Smith this. He's better than Sam Darnold. What's Seattle doing? What's going on? They're just actively getting worse. Firing Pete Carroll a couple off seasons ago. What is Mike McDonald doing? And then we see this year, Sam Darnold, number 1 seed in the NFC, best team in the NFL all year. No one deserves it more than him. And it is just a beautiful, beautiful story of persistence, of never giving up. I mean, good old persistence, determination, the will to survive, the will to make it work. How could you not get a little emotional last night when he was lifting up that Lombardi trophy? I mean, what a story. What a story. Put him up there with Abe Lincoln, FDR, Ray Kroc, KFC guy, Colonel Sanders. Put him up there with those guys as far as persistence, determination, the will to succeed. Nothing was better for those of us who, not going through your life. You feel like you're talented. I mean, everybody's got talent in the NFL. Everybody's got talent in the NFL. Zach Wilson's got talent. Trey Lance got talent. Justin Fields has a lot of talent, just to name a few guys. And Sam Darnold, very talented. But those guys don't have the determination, the will to succeed like Sam Darnold does and like he did. Back-to-back 14 wins. Back-to-back electric seasons from him. This year in the playoffs, 3 games, 672 yards, 5 touchdowns, no turnovers, 102.4 passer rating. I mean, I'm not saying he's Matt Stafford. I'm not saying he's Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying that he's Joe Burrow or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. I'm not even saying he's Dak Prescott. But go look at the tape and go through that list of NFC quarterbacks specifically. For the future, Sam Darnold, 28 years old. Shout out Colin Cowherd. Absolute electric show so far this morning, today. Tell me the guys you're taking right now in the NFC over Sam Darnold for the future and for the next following seasons. 4 guys, maybe 3 guys. Not a lot. Not a lot. I'd still take Caleb. I'd still take Jaden Daniels, although he can't stay healthy. I'd still take Dak. Maybe Baker. But Stafford's probably got 1 and 2 years left. Sam Darnold on that contract. Seattle's not going away. For everybody who thinks, oh, they might be one and done, they might just be better. 6th most cap space of any teams in the NFL this offseason. Seattle was amazing. Game was, albeit not great. And we've gotten lucky in the past couple years, guys, of Super Bowls being amazing. So 13-3 was a bad game. Rams, Patriots, but very next year, Chiefs, Niners, excellent. Chiefs, Tampa, bad. Rams, Bengals, excellent game. And then both Chiefs, Eagles, and Chiefs, Niners were electric games. And then last year and this year, both not great. Although, albeit this year a little bit, the fourth quarter it kind of picked up. But, yeah, I wouldn't say they're a phenomenal game. Obviously, this wasn't a phenomenal game, but I think it's getting beat up a little bit. I don't think it was as bad as some other people do, but again, I just have a soft spot for Darnold and just a soft spot for this story. Just a massive soft spot for the story. And going to the game, I was thinking he might struggle. I was thinking, he's known for a turnover. He's known for a pick. Got a little dressed up today for this game, for this little Darnold love fest. But I was thinking he could struggle. I was thinking Vrabel's going to be having a masterclass maybe, but wow, what a game. What a year. What a story. Sam Darnold, the guy everybody gave up on except for Colin Cowherd, the one man here. Let's show the shirt we busted out today to walk around this glorious University of Tennessee campus. We switched into polo for the podcast, and I had an interview earlier, but we'll pause. For those of you watching on YouTube or anything, you'll see Need the Truth, America's Honesty Broker, Colin Cowherd, the Herd, the man, maybe the best day in Colin Cowherd's predicting life. Maybe the best day, maybe in his life in general. Twitter last night, he said he was too emotional to make a video. That was an unbelievable story, an unbelievable year for Sam Darnold, for the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, just beautiful, glorious game. Okay, I want to talk Mike McDonald. I want to talk Jackson Smith and Jigba. I want to just talk other parts of Seattle first, because I do think Darnold's the story. I think Darnold's a story for the sports writers. I might write an article just about persistence, about it all. But I do think, as far as the game goes, obviously the defense is the story. I think it's kind of a robbery that Witherspoon didn't get, that was technically awarded an interception instead of a strip sack. If that's a strip sack, Witherspoon gets another sack. It would have been his second on the night, another tackle, and he gets credited with, obviously, the fumble forced, causes the touchdown. I kind of think Witherspoon should have won MVP. I know Walker had a great game, but the defense is the story of the game. The defense is by far the story of the game. I don't really think it's close. They shut down the Patriots. Drake maybe. Shout out Cousin Sal for the nickname. Was a non-factor. The Patriots offense was a non-factor in the game until it became garbage time. Seattle's defense was the story. Witherspoon, McDonald, obviously Woolen, whatever. DeMarcus Lawrence, everybody. I mean, the defensive line was unbelievable. Unbelievable. What they have 6 sacks last night, Super Bowl record. Drake May had no time to throw, and then when he would have a little bit of time to throw, he's missing guys. It looked like, to quote Sam Darnold, he might have been seeing ghosts last night on the field. I mean, the garbage time stats that Drake May put up in the fourth quarter to make it look like not as bad. A good thing is a Super Bowl and everyone's watching, but in like 10 years, kids are gonna go back on it, and it's gonna be like the old heads. They're being like, kids are gonna be like, he didn't play that bad. He had 2 picks and he had 2 turnovers and 3 turnovers. I think he had the fumble too. 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, and we're gonna be like, no, it was garbage time. The game was over. The defense is the story. Mike Macdonald, what a story for him. He's 38. Another story of persistence. With him. I mean, they talked about it last night. He was going to have like a finance job. He gets an internship with University of Georgia, goes on the Ravens staff. Don Brown's not working out in Michigan. Jim Harbaugh gives a call to his brother John, and he says, I need one of you guys to help build my defensive coordinators, to help build my defensive staff. He gives the call to Mike. Mike Macdonald shows up, defensive coordinator of Michigan, the first Michigan team that beats Ohio State, 2021. Aiden Hutchinson, 3 sacks. David Ojabo, sack. Comes back to the Ravens, and then in 2 years' time, he's off, and all of a sudden he's a head coach of an NFL team. 10 wins last year, 14 this year, only going to get better. Another beautiful, beautiful story of persistence, of never giving up. I mean, Seattle plus 600 to win their division before the year started. People had the Cardinals being better than them. The odds makers had the Arizona Cardinals being better than the Seattle Seahawks going into this season. Never give up. Keep fighting. Keep working. Don't pay attention to the doubters and the haters. Just do you. Be yourself. And that's the story of this Seattle team. That's the story of Mike Macdonald. That's the story of Sam Darnold. That's the story of DeMarcus Lawrence. What a year for them, and what a game. I'll say this. I thought going to the game, I thought New England might have a chance. I thought New England would probably win. And gun to my head, I would have picked New England to win that game. But Seattle deserved it more, and they've been the best team all year. Them and the Rams have been levels above every other team this year. Not even really close. It's been them and the Rams. Every time you're watching those teams play, you're like, those are the 2 best teams. All 3 times they played. This is the best. These are the best teams in the NFL this season. Zach Charbonnet, another persistence guy. I know he went on the field last night. I mean, he had the biggest play of the year, maybe, with the 2-point conversion recovery. Because if he doesn't recover that, the Rams win that game. Does Seattle go on the road and beat the Rams in the NFC Championship to even get to the NFC Championship? Seattle's the likely 5 seed. Does Carolina clip them? They get clipped by the Bears? Who knows? We'll never know. That's another just like hidden, plays throughout the year. You don't realize how big they're going to be. So yeah. Okay. Let's talk New England Patriots. Drake May. As a Drake May believer for the last 2 years, and I was a Stafford MVP guy by far. I don't even think it should have been that close. All the people freaking out about Herbert, the voter, he voted he voted Stafford second, so like he would have never voted for May. It didn't matter. This is a very bad playoff year. This is a very bad playoffs for Drake May. And for all the people who call him the schedule, for all the doubters, for all the haters, they proved to be right. They proved to be correct as far as this season goes. I mean, he was terrible. Terrible in every playoff game. The people complaining about the weather, maybe that was a factor. Again, proved to be incorrect. Or proved to be people saying that the weather was the reason. Proved to be incorrect. And he still had a couple of those high-level throws that he had against the Chargers, that he'd had against the Texans. He had a few of those last night, but again, they were garbage time. It didn't really matter. They're going to be back. They're going to be good. As long as they have Vrabel, they're going to be fine. Great win for Belichick, by the way, too. Huge day for Belichick. UNC wins Saturday against Duke. Girlfriend's got the Robert Kraft hate shirt on. Patriots lose. Big day for Belichick. So we're going to do win, lose the day later. Belichick, one of the winners of last night. So, yeah. The Patriots, they'll be back. They'll be fine. I wouldn't be too worried if I was a Patriots fan. I'd be a little skeptical about Drake May kind of got a Justin Herbert thing going on, maybe. Playoffs, different guy. So I'd be a little worried about that. But everything else, I mean, you're just going to get better. Your offensive line's going to get better. Will Campbell, I do kind of think, probably get moved to a guard, maybe. I don't know if he's got the tackle length in the build. But the defense is just going to continue to get better. Vrabel, get some more weapons this year. They'll be back. They'll be fine. And then the Bills, I mean, with Brady, Joe Brady, I kind of expect them to take a step back. Okay, we're kind of do a quick pod today. I don't want to go super long. Let's talk NBA. Let's talk NBA expansion. Huge report last night that from Brad Townsend, who very trusted source, old Mavs reporter, I believe. Here, I'll find the exact tweet. Here we go. Going to be an extra great year for Seattle. I'm hearing NBA Board of Governors likely to vote on expanding by 2 teams this summer. Las Vegas and Seattle are favored. Whoa. First of all, huge news. Those of us who really locked in on expansion talks, NBA talks in general, was very loud a couple years ago. 2022, 2023 summers is when you'd start hearing, Seattle, likely expansion, Team Vegas, LeBron ownership, maybe expansion. LeBron said it, I want to own the team in Vegas. The last few years kind of slimmed down a little bit, not as many expansion talks. But all of a sudden, bombshell report out of nowhere. Last week, you saw that Seattle report. It was like Silver's had talks with them, and maybe something's getting in the works, and you're kind of like, Now, huge report that they are likely to vote on it this summer. Obviously, the optics of it, there's going to be a little change of the standings. So I would suspect that one of Memphis and New Orleans likely to be moved over. I would also suspect maybe Minnesota could be a team that's moved over. It's very simple fix. You ship them over to the Mid-Atlantic, I think the Central Division. Oh, divisions don't really matter, but that's an easy fix. Move them there, and then Seattle takes their place in the Northwestern Division, and then obviously you can put Vegas probably in the Pacific. And then maybe think about moving the Thunder to the Southeast too, if that's or the Southwestern Division, if you're thinking about that. That would affect Minnesota to the East, I think, as far as actual basketball is probably the best as far as for basketball reasons currently, because of the fact that they're going to be tighter contenders for a while with Edwards. I mean, as long as they have Edwards, they're going to be title contenders. Memphis and New Orleans not likely title contenders right now. And then you give the West two easy teams. Expansion teams not going to be as great. And, you know, they make more guys at the bottom of the West, whereas now we got a lot of guys at the bottom of the East. So that helps. And then if you decide to move the Thunder to the Southwestern Division, all of a sudden now 3 of the best 4 teams are all in one division in the West. It's Rockets, Spurs, and Thunder all in the same division. And then my Mavs likely to be good soon with Cooper Flagg. Who knows? So that's kind of what we're looking at as far as that goes. But I love the expansion talks. I think Seattle obviously deserves a team. I think what happened to them, if for anyone who doesn't really know what happened with Seattle as far as their ownership and why they got moved to OKC, do some research. It is a really messed up situation, and part of the reason I particularly don't like the Thunder, because the ownership that bought the team from Seattle and lied to everybody really messed up. And Seattle, I mean, if they never move, I think Kevin Durant might still be in Seattle. I think they'd have Presti. So, I mean, they got a dynasty stolen from them, maybe. And then Vegas, obviously, that's interested to see the LeBron situation there, because I do think that has a little bit to do about the retirements conversation. If all of a sudden, you know, they're expansion gets announced, they vote on it, it's a yes, you're probably looking at 2027, or you're probably looking at 2028, 2029 area, a couple years for them to get things going, figure out the draft situation. LeBron probably retiring either this year or next year. But who knows? If all of a sudden he's an owner of the Vegas franchise, then, and a large owner of the Vegas franchise, then maybe you're looking at maybe retirement comes out. Who knows? So we'll figure it out and we'll see. I'm very interested to see how it plays out. And I'm very interested to see all the reports about it in the coming days and see people's opinions. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm very interested. On the other front, non-expansion, just NBA in general. Obviously, NBA season, it's officially basketball season. NFL season's over. For all of you who do those are your 2 big sports, as they are with me. Although I'm an NBA guy all the way throughout the year. Couple good games tonight. Nuggets, Cavs, good game. Lakers, Thunder, not a terrible game. No Luka, no SGA, but we'll see what happens. Really interested in that Nuggets, Cavs game. Cavs with Harden. Nuggets trying to get into health. Jokic kind of getting healthier a little bit back. Interested to see that. And then sneaky great game tonight. Hornets, Pistons. Fabulous. Could be a fabulous game. 9-game win streak for the Hornets coming up. Number 1 seed in Detroit So yeah, very interested to see how that game shapes out as well. I would, for those of you who into picks, I do think Detroit's got the slight edge. I would take them. I would take Denver tonight, and then I'd take Lakers with the upset. Maybe a little, if you're into gambling, 3 of those together. So yeah, just a little short, quick podcast. We're back. We're going to try and figure out a situation. Don't really know what the schedule's looking like this year, or this, for a little bit. We're going to try and go maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Hop back on that attempts, but who knows? We'll see. Anyway, yeah, just a quick little podcast. Get the name back out. Maybe get some excitement going. Obviously stories. No NFL. It's going to be a little dead now until probably March Madness area. Stuff starts picking back up, but mainly we got mainly NBA focused, and maybe we'll get some Olympic stuff and hockey. My Penguins looking good so far. So yeah, that is that. And I will see you guys later. Good to be back. Good for persistence. Good story. And yeah, see you guys next time.